Good afternoon and welcome to this webinar, State of Art Analysis, a Click Away. Thank you for joining. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Eloise Nodi. I am a product consultant at Expernova. If you have any questions, please feel free to use the question tool on GoToWebinar and I will answer at the end. If I don't have enough time to answer your questions, we will come back to you with personalized answers. You can also contact us by email on the following address, contact@expernova.com. So today we will see how to obtain a global vision of the main players of your ecosystem in order to realize your state of art before moving to the Expernova platform. What is a state of art? The scientific state of the art is a current condition and position of scientific and technological knowledge on a subject of study. The state of the art is a fundamental step in the research process. It allows researchers for a given problem to have a global vision of accessible knowledge. Why the state of art is crucial? It teaches you a lot about your research problem. By reading literature related to your research problem, you will learn from other researchers and it will be easier for you to understand and analyze your problem. State of art proves that your research problem has relevance if many people are trying to solve the same research problem as you. It shows different approaches to a solution. By seeing many different approaches taken by other researchers, you can evaluate your own approach and realize its novelty or lack of it easily. You can also see which approaches are the most popular and which are dead ends. State of art shows what you can reuse from what others have done. In some countries, it allows the creation of a scientific file justifying the granting of research tax credit. Therefore, it is important that the formulation of the state of the art is the most perfect to show that the research work carried out needs new research to be eligible under specific line of funding. When to make a state of the art? During the project, a permanent watch on knowledge advancement in the field of research is essential to be able to correctly adjust internal strategies. The scientific watch feeds the work of the researcher by increasing their knowledge with new results. The realization of a state of the art must be understood as a process constantly renewed by the contribution and the analysis of new sources throughout the research work. However, it is essential that the process of reviewing the literature be presented at a time t. This involves stopping the reading and the interpretation of the results of the scientific literature and moving on to building an inventory of this existing information in order to suggest future direction and constitute a scientific file justifying grants and tax credits. Then it is necessary to fix the process of writing recension by retaining a corpus within the framework of the scientific production carried out. Why using Expernova to realize your state of the art? First, what is Expernova? Founded in 2008, Expernova is a web platform that analyzes millions of scientific and technological works, such as articles, patents, clinical trials, projects, conference proceedings. The analysis of millions of scientific works the platform allows you to provide with the precise mapping of the most innovative actors on a global scale. The Big Data Expernova solution provides a global vision of worldwide expertise and networks on specific research topics and enables organizations to monitor their innovation ecosystem, experts, future partners, suppliers, customers, and competitors. Expernova is the only platform providing rich and dynamic expert and organization profiles, revealing advanced expertise, influence, and innovation strategy. Today, Expernova works with more than 100 innovation leaders, from companies to research institutions in more than 17 countries. Expernova allows you to access worldwide scientific and technological works from a unique platform. Expernova covers 52 countries on 3 main geographical areas: North America, Europe, and East of Asia. The Expernova platform covers 350 domains of activity and contains more than 76 million of patents, 30 million of scientific articles, 248,000 clinical trials, and 230,000 projects, including European and American projects. Expernova is the only platform that tracks and analyzes global innovation activity to generate rich and dynamic innovation profiles of organizations and experts. Expernova's innovation profiles reveal the expertise, the experience, and even the influence of innovation players, both at the level of individuals and at the level of organizations, such as the companies, the universities, the research institute, or clusters. Thanks to the innovation profile, you can access more details about the expertise of the scientific works author, such as their skills, their experience, their networks, and you can get a global vision of the players of your ecosystem, that is to say, the expert, the companies, laboratories, university, and newcomers on your market that are working on your topics. Expernova allows a real-time access to global scientific and technological knowledge thanks to the monthly updates. To give you an idea, we integrate more than 1,000 new organizations and more than 500,000 new documents by month. To finish, you can capitalize on your research, encourage your team members working together and collaborating thanks to the bookmark, export and share features, as well as the shared folders management. So during this webinar, you will discover how to save time in achieving your state-of-the-art analysis and better understand your research ecosystem without additional effort. So I will take you through a common use case, and we will see how to easily access worldwide scientific and technological literature on your topics. Then we will see how to identify key players and a relay of experts on your topics. And to finish, we will see how to save, organize, and share your research and results with your collaborators and partners. So for this demonstration, the research topic for our use case will be the immuno-oncology. My company is working on the development of immunotherapy treatment in oncology, which allows the body's immune system to relearn to identify and destroy cancer cells. Before undertaking my research work, I must carry out a bibliographic work in order to gather all the knowledge on the subject, then structure it and study its various specificities in order to define my main line of research. So let's move to the Expernova platform. So this is Expernova interface. And so the first step is to start a search. So to do so, you can enter the query into the search field. Sorry, so I just bookmark the query, so you can note that query can be bookmarked. And then just click on search to run the query. This is the search interface. So the next step is to access the information via the search results interface. Let's first take a look at this result interface for this query on immuno-oncology treatments. So at the top of the screen, there is a header that displays your query, and below you have 6 pictograms combined with a code color. So it shows you the type and the number of results. That is to say, on this query, Expernova has identified 85,000 experts, more than 1,800 organizations, 20,000 scientific documents, publication, more than 5,000 patent families. In red, we have the projects, and in green, we have the clinical trials. Underneath the header, you have access to lists and to graphics. So from the different lists, you can access to the list of experts that are working on the immuno-oncology treatment. Below, you can access to the list of organizations working on immuno-oncology treatments. They are divided between the industrial and the academics, and also you have here the labs. And to finish, you have the list of the scientific works. So let's start by exploring the scientific works on our subject to gather all the knowledge on the topic. So let's start with the scientific publication in the yellow block. So Expernova displays the 4 most relevant publications on your topic, and you can access a publication by clicking on the title. Or if you want to see all the items, all the publication, you must display the complete list of publication by clicking on More. So from here, you have access to all the publication identified on your research topic, and you can see at the bottom of the page, you have access to the navigation buttons, and also you can set up the number of items displayed per page. At the top of the screen, you have some graphs. They provide you with indication on the list of publication related to immuno-oncology treatment. So the first graph is called scientific publication type, and it allows to quickly visualize the distribution of the publication per type. So here we see that we have mostly some journal article. Second graph is the scientific publication evolution graph, and it allows to view the evolution of the number of publications on this topic per year. The last graph is called scientific domains, and it allows you to visualize in which domains are mainly located the concept of your research. This graph is dynamic. It means when you click on a domain, for example, the life science, you can easily access to its subdomain. Then below, all this graph can be exported in PNG formats thanks to this little button, and so it allows you to reuse them to illustrate PowerPoint presentation, reports, etc., etc. Then we have the list of the publications. So the scientific publication includes books, published articles peer-reviewed, theses, scientific posters, conference proceedings, grey literature, etc., etc. Order, option, and filters are available in the list of publication. So by default, publications are sorted by relevance, but you can order them by year. You can also filter the publication by domain, by scientific domain, by country, by geographical area, or per publication type. So you just need to click on apply, and then if you want to reset the list of the publication, just click on the reset button. So let's take a look at the publication, and to do so, click on the title of the publication that interests you, and the document, the publication is displayed on the right. So let's have a look at the details. So you have the title of the publication, the publication date, the abstract, the keywords, the scientific domains, and on the right, Expernova provides you with links to help you finding the full text. You have also the publication source. Here we can see that this article is coming from the Medline database. You have the list of the author, and so this is dynamic, it's clickable. When you click on it, you can access to the profile of the author. You have also the affiliation of the author. It is also clickable. And at the end, you have suggestions of publication of the same type related to the same topic. And if you want to access them, just click on the title. If you are interested by this publication, you can bookmark it. And to do so, you just need to click here on this icon. And then you have several choices. You can add it to the bookmark, or you can organize your bookmark into a folder. To do so, click on New Folder, and let's create a folder called Immuno-Oncology to organize all our bookmark. So first enter a name. So I will enter Immuno-Oncology. Then the description is optional. And then you have two choices. Either you want to keep your folder private, you are the only one who can access the bookmarks inside it, or you can share this folder with your colleagues who have an external license. And to do so, just click on the plus here, and you can share. You can select the user with whom you want to share your folder. So for example, I want to enable Laetitia Perez to see my folder. I want to share it with her. So I just click on her name. Of course, you can add one or several users. And then you have the ability to assign a permission to this folder. So you can either select the read-only permission, so Laetitia is only allowed to visualize the bookmark inside the folder, or you can give the edit permission, which allows Laetitia to add or remove bookmark from the folder. And then click OK to finish the creation of the folder. And what is the result? The next time you want to access this publication, and of course you can do the same with the organization or the expert profile, just click on the bookmarks into the left navigation menu. And here you can see that a folder called Immuno-Oncology has been shared with Laetitia Perez. And then here you have a direct link to the publication you just bookmarked. So now let's take a look to the patents. So all the patent families are in the orange block here. And so the patents are grouped into patent families to gain relevance. Indeed, it allows to gather the deposits of the same invention in several areas or an invention and its updates. So it works the same way we saw for the publication. If you want to access the full list of patents, just click on More. So this is a list of the patent families related to our query. And so one more time, you have some graph. So you have the patent families evolution graph that allows you to visualize the evolution of the number of patents on immuno-oncology treatments per year. And then you have a second graph called the international classification graph, which shows you the distribution of patent families according to the international patent classification. And this is dynamic. So you have below order and filters option. So one more time, you have the same order option, and you have a geographical filters, and also the international classification filter. So this classification is very useful for searching patents document as part of the state-of-the-art search. The International Patent Classification, the IPC, filters allows to filter the patent families according to the section and subsection of the IPC. For reason of readability, only the first two levels of the classification are used in the filter. Now, let's take a look at an example of a patent family. And to do so, click on the title of the patent to display it on the right. So here is our patent family. So we can see the title, the dates, the abstract. You have a link that allows you to retrieve the patent families on EspaceNet. You have some details related to the patent family. You have the international classification to which belongs the patent. You have the list of the inventor. And for each inventor, it's clickable, so you can display, you remember, the profile of the inventor on the right. You have the list of the applicants, which is clickable too. And at the end, you have the list of patent families related to the same topics. And you can still bookmark the patent family if it is interesting for you. As it is a patent family, in case you want to access to the details of the patents, you can do it from the left menu navigation by clicking on Patents. And from there, you can access to the different version of the patent, of the various patents of the patent families. Now, let's go to the projects. So, the project block works exactly the same we saw for the patent and the publication. So you can directly click on a project to display it, or click on More to display the full list of projects. So the database includes European project, FP5, FP6, FP7, and H2020, and we also collect the US project, that is to say the SBIR, the Small Business Innovation Research, and the STTR project, the Small Business Technology Transfer. So the purpose of these two types of projects is to encourage SMEs to engage in research activities and to innovate. So we still have the graph at the top of the screen that shows the evolution of the project related to that topic. And then below, you still have the order option and filters, geographical filters, and you have also the ability to filter per type of project. Then, if you want to access to a project, then just click on it to display it on the right. So in a project form, we have the title of the project, we have the date and the start and end date, we have the cost of the project and the funding of the project. There is a description of the project. You can access to the publication source. So this project, for example, is coming from the Cordis database, and it's a H2020 project. You have different information related to the project, the name of the coordinator, the list of the participants to the project, which is clickable too. And then at the end, you have some projects related to the same topic, which are available by clicking on the title. And one more time, this project, if it is interesting for you, you can bookmark it by clicking on this icon, and then you can, to add it to your folder, just click on it. Becomes yellow, and you have this little pop-up that show you that it is correctly bookmarked. Now, let's move to the clinical trials. So, it works exactly the same than the other documents. So you still have the list of the clinical trials related to our topic. You have the evolution of the clinical trials on our topic, and you have some other options and filters, such as the study phase, the intervention type, the funder type, and if the trial has some results or not, and the funder, so the study type and the clinical type. If you want to access a clinical trial, always the same. Just click on it, and then you can access to the title of the clinical trial, start and end date, the status, the abstract, the keywords, all the details related to the study. You have the publication source. So, for example, this clinical trial is coming from the clinicaltrials.gov database. You have the list of the investigators, their affiliation, and suggestion of clinical trials related to the same topic. And this is also, you have also the ability to bookmark it. So we had access to the scientific literature related to immuno-oncology treatment, and for each bibliographic reference, it is necessary to identify its contribution. It is a matter of highlighting the problem it is dealing with, the solution it proposes, and the results obtained. Thanks to this, you can identify existing research themes and detect untreated topics. This allows you to better define your line of research and the problem you are trying to solve. Now, the search result interface allows you also to quickly obtain a global vision of the main actor working on immuno-oncology treatments. Are there organizations working on this topic? If yes, how many and which ones? What is the typology of this actor? Rather academic, industrial? Do my competitors also work on this subject? Is it a topic worked rather by large organizations or startups? So let's answer this question by now identifying organizations working on immuno-oncology treatment. And for this, you have 3 blocks that list the companies, the R&D centers, and the academics. So we have seen that Expernova has identified more than 100 organizations working on immuno-oncology treatment, and we will focus on the industrial. In other words, we will identify the list of companies working on immuno-oncology treatment. So there is 955 companies identified by Expernova, and so we can already deduce that this is a subject that interests both academics and industry. So it works exactly like the scientific works. You can directly access an organization by clicking on its name, or you can click on More to display the full list of companies working on our topic. One more time, you have some order option and filter, geographical filters. You can also filter the organization by company or startup. And you can also filter by scientific domains. Then let's have a look on the details of an organization. To do so you click on the name of the organization, and inside the organization profile, so I took the example of Bristol Myers Squibb, you can see the name of the organization, the type of the organization. In case there are some subsidiaries, you can access here to the list of the division which have their own form with their own expert works and expertise. You have the main topic of the organization, a description of the organization, and information contact on the right. You can access to the expertise here to verify that it matches your query. And what is most important here, it is a why section, because in the why section, Expernova analyzes for you why this profile is considered relevant to the subject of your research. And so we have some elements like the experience. So we can see that this organization has been working for 20 years on our topic. You have information related to the network. So we can see that Bristol Myers Squibb is collaborate with 127 organizations on that topic. Expernova has identified the main division of that group which are working on the topic, and we can see that there are some clinical trials in progress on the topic. Everything is clickable, so you can access the details. To finish, before showing you the collaboration network, I would like to show you that Expernova has identified for you the experts of Bristol Myers Squibb which are working on our topic. So it's clickable here, and you can access to the list of the 43 experts. And this is the same for the scientific document. Expernova has identified the publication, patent families, and clinical trial of Bristol Myers Squibb related to that topic, and it's clickable. You can access the full list of documents. To finish with that, I would like to show you the collaboration network of Bristol Myers, which allows you to see all the collaboration of Bristol Myers Squibb on our topic. So you have Bristol Myers Squibb in the middle, and all over you have all the organizations with which it has collaborated on our topic. You have the same information below under the form of a list. And for example, we can see that Bristol Myers Squibb has collaborated with the National Comprehensive Cancer Network, What is the result of this collaboration? You can see it by clicking on Open Connection here to display the connection form. And in this collaboration form, Expernova has identified for you the elements that prove that the collaboration is related to your topic. So they have been working together on the topic for 20 years. They are currently participate to a clinical trial that is in progress on the topic. And the same, the issue of the details of the collaboration are resulting in 4 common scientific publications and 30 common clinical trials. So let's go back to Bristol Myers Squibb. If this organization is interesting for you, you can bookmark it, always in the same way. To finish, I would like to show you also the people blocks that allows you to identify some experts who are working on your topic in order to build a relay of experts who can help you in your research. So this is a list of the experts who are working on immuno-oncology treatments. So you still have the order and filter option. And for example, if you want to target, for example, you want to see only the French experts, just click on France here and click Apply. And it's always the same. If you want to access the profile of an expert, just click on his name to display his form, and the information is structured the same way we saw for the organization. You have the name, the affiliation of the expert, and contact information, the expertise to verify the expertise of Guido Cromer, and then the why, explain you why the profile of Guido Cromer is relevant regarding our query. So it's exactly the same thing we saw in the organization. If you are interested by this expert, you can bookmark it here in the same way we did for the scientific work and the organization. So in case you want when you want to create your shortlist, you can bookmark several experts, in the same way we just did. And you have also the ability to, from the expert list, to apply some filter and to use the export function. So you have 2 different formats, Excel and PDF. And from there, you can export the list of the experts that can constitute your relay of experts. So the last stage is to capitalize on the knowledge gain, and for this I show you during the webinar how to bookmark, how to export, and how to share the information. When you share, just a reminder, so when you open a profile, the export and the share function are in the left navigation menu. So you can export and share profile, and you can export list of people, organization, or scientific works. So we arrive at the end of today's webinar. So to conclude, let's summarize all that we have done. So today, we have seen how from a few keywords you can identify in a few seconds the scientific works related to your topics. Then we saw how to access the publications, the patents, the project, and the clinical trial, which will enable us to identify existing research themes to detect subjects that are not or very rarely treated. And this will help us to define how our lines of research. We were able to identify organizations working on our research topic. We have accessed the profile of this company to verify their expertise. We also had access to their work, their patents, their publication, their participation in projects on our research topic or clinical trials. We are accessed to their experts that are working on our subject, and we also had access to their networks of collaboration and to see with whom company collaborates on my research topic. These steps allowed us to get a global vision on my research topic. And to finish, we detect and identify recognized experts on the subject by displaying the list of experts working on treatment in immuno-oncology. We validated their expertise, experience and influences by accessing their expertise, works and collaborative network on immuno-oncology treatment. And finally, we were able to capitalize on our research thanks to the bookmark, export and share function. So I wanted to highlight that I did this webinar in a standard environment. However, depending on your needs, Expernova can create customized results interfaced, for example, with a focus on a specific geographical area. So if you are interested, do not hesitate to contact me. So I realize that the time is gone. I'm late, so I propose you to go to the question. So there is many questions related to the ranking. So how do you rank the list of organization and experts in the search results? What are the relevancy criteria? Okay, so the algorithm to evaluate the relevancy includes a lot of various criteria that are taken into consideration. The algorithm is set to cross-reference the information from large families of content, such as publication, collaborative project, conference, thesis, etc., etc. And in order to explain you simply how the relevant ranking is defined, let's say that the algorithm is combining advanced technique for information retrieval to the following criteria: the number of occurrences of the keyword in the scientific document, the position of the keyword in the document, the type of document. Each document has a specific coefficient. So as an example, a scientific poster will have less weight than an article reviewed by a committee. And the last criteria we take into account is the date of the document. Recent documents have a higher coefficient. Can we access the works done by a company? How do we know that a scientist has published or has invented some patents? So these are the same query. Expernova provides you with the publications, the patent families, the clinical trial, and the project done by an organization or an expert on a topic or a technology. And this information can be found in the why on the people and work section. I take last question because I'm very late. How often do you update the database? So the database is updated each month, and to give you an idea, we integrate more than 1,000 new organizations per month, and we integrate more than 500,000 new documents per month. So this webinar is now finished, and for the question I did not answer, I will send you a personalized answer. Now it's your turn to use Expernova, and if you are not yet a user, please feel free to ask for a personalized demo at contact@expernova.com. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.